Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Hello. How are you guys doing?
How you doing?
Good. I'm so sorry for you guys waiting.
Nah, you good.
Hello.
Thank
How
you so
doing?
much. Good to see you. Good
Yes,
to see you.
likewise. Hello. How you doing?
All right.
Good.
Don't start
Oh, here we
talking
go
in
with
that
the
low
bullshit.
voice. Because Pretty
I
V,
can't help it.
Did you hear V hit you with the, hey, how you doing? Don't do that. Like, don't do
It's
that.
okay.
Like, I know,
It's okay.
like, I know when she put it on her socials, it's going to be, you know, a lot of women. And like, we're used to it, Freddie T. We get it. Oh, Fred, every time he speaks,
Yeah,
it's
true.
so much wisdom. And
Yeah,
it's
they be
like,
tripping.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Why you trying to call me
You
out,
have a
bro?
good time.
Don't
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got pin in it. I fought to hear to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless. Take a stomach, got pin in it. I fought to hear to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up.
So welcome to the pivot. I mean, we've been trying to get this done forever.
A minute, yes.
We're extremely excited. I think, like, for us, it's about expanding, right? Freddie T always says that exposure leads to expansion, and getting
Yes.
a very talented black woman on our show who is not only the beautiful but also skilled at what she does and understands marketing and understands continuing to promote herself and build her brand. I think it's great for the people who follow us. So if you're a subscriber already, continue to like, continue to support, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate you. I think for us though, it's like it hasn't. I'm trying to say this in a very nice way. It hasn't always been the 10, the extremely attractive woman gets into comedy and is also funny and is also great at her job. What drew you to this art form?
I always knew I had a calling. You know, I just didn't know what area. I went to school at St. Augustine's University. I did 4 years of communication. And my mom told me before I went to college, she said, God said, my mom was a pastor. So she said, God said, you finna be in the arts, you know. So I said, okay, Mom, you know, okay, when you get a prophecy, you don't know when it's gonna come. They just give you a word and you just gotta work towards it. So I was always a class clown. I was always getting called from the front to the back of the room. I was just always doing something, jumping, just acting crazy. So I knew it was something that was instilled in me. I just didn't know what until I got to college and I said, you know, I want to do radio. And then radio didn't work out for me because I graduated and had a job working at a station, and I had my own radio show called the VXL Show. After that, I was working my 9 to 5. I was actually Arnold Taylor, admin assistant for South Coast Music Group, and then we were booking the baby Jesus at the time. Now he's the baby. So I knew it was just I was trying to figure it out. So after that, I got fired from all them jobs, child, and I was firing myself in the street.
Wait, what you get fired for? Were you just terrible worker?
You was showing out?
No, I think I was late, and Arnold told me, he was like, Vina, this is not where you need to be. He was like, you are so stuck in your world of comedy. You need to go out and get that. So I always tell Arnold, when I see him, I always say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for firing me, because it pushed me, it excelled me where I'm at right now.
And you talking about your mom is a pastor. Like, was it strict?
You know what's so crazy? My mom got ordained, I think it's her 8th year of being ordained. So she was always honest, but she wasn't so strict. I ain't lying. My daddy was strict, and my mom was strict too. But she wasn't so strict on us though. It was just like we knew what time it was. Like we knew, you already know when you come in this house, this is what it is. When you go out, this is what it is. Keep it, you know, both ways. Not just in my house, you act a certain way, do it outside too. So she was strict, but it wasn't like, oh, okay, we in a room reading books and looking at Psalm 23 all day. It was like, figure it out, and when you go out in that street, you already know what time it is. So I learned both, the streets and all these different things.
Hey, that's such a Southern Baptist thing, Psalm 23. Like, that's what we all know.
That's what we all know, we know.
Yeah, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Like, that's our one.
It's about 3, what is it? Psalms 23, what, Proverbs 31. Everybody do it. That's all the Bible verses you know?
Hey, look, I'm over here like, and the thing about it is, I always say I have never read the Bible from front to back, but I know, I know the word, and I walk with the word. Even when I do comedy, it's not just me acting fool and comedy is healing. When you laugh and you joke, it's making somebody's day.
Is it harder as comedy as a woman? Because I love comedy. I mess around, I play around. I'm gonna get after your ass here in a second.
No, period.
Yeah, but like, is it harder as a woman to be in that space?
I think it is. You have so much guys. You have, I mean, the list goes on and on. But I think for us, it's great because you have like the B. Simones, you have the Pretty V's, you have the Just Hilariouses. You have so many of us that's growing, the millennial that's coming in, the Moniques, you know. But we're beautiful too, you know, and we're bosses. So when we go on stage, you gotta respect it because we're gonna give you a joke, you know. I'm from Miami, so it's straightforward for me. Like, this is what it is. And again, I don't do stand-up. I've done stand-up, I didn't really care for it. I like hosting comedy shows, you know. I like doing my one-woman shows. I have characters. I want the world to see that. Like, I'm not saying that stand-up is bad, but for me, I need to be 5 different people on that stage. And I think I can be in my little 45-minute set, but I'm a storyteller.
Do you feel like that's where comedy is moving? Because like I think about, like I'm old, first off. Like I think about growing up and getting opportunities to see Raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
See Delirious, and then you get an opportunity, you know, You So Crazy, the, you know, Martin's things. And so, but now the Pretty V's, the Desis, the Just
Yes.
Hilarious, like all of you guys play these roles and you play these characters. Do you feel like comedy has changed along with the times where social media is big and all of those things? And it allows you guys to not only show that you're funny, but it also shows so much versatility in each of you.
I think it has. And also too, like back in the day was like we were numbers in a line. Like number 5, 6, 7, come on, you know, someone want to see you perform, go ahead. Because I remember I used to audition when I auditioned for Robert Townsend in Miami. We were numbers, you know, like we had to make sure we hold our cards up. This is our number. We're gonna give you this, say this line. Now Instagram is our resume. You go on there, you're getting booked. You know, they don't know what you're gonna do. Like even when I got the opportunity for Issa Rae to do her new series show, Issa Rae didn't see me perform. She gave me the opportunity, like, hey, I want you to do what you do. I know you're a comedian, but I want to see the opposite. So Instagram is literally our resume. Like we go on there and just act up. That's our casting call.
I've seen a million of your skits. I seen some shit the other day. You gave Doja Cat 24 hours. You gave Doja Cat 24 hours to respond.
I gave Doja. I showed up here.
But I don't know if she responded yet. We'll get to that. But do you ever look at yourself and say, man, you crazy?
I do all the time.
How you keep a straight face though?
I mean, y'all don't see it, but when I do my skits, like I really bust out laughing after every skit I do, I be down on the ground. They're like, what's going on? And I said, who gave me an edible? And then my homie was like, well, what else is in the edible?
Right.
Cause you, like, what's going on?
So you was dancing your tail off though.
But you know, I dance though. Yeah. So it's like, when I do it, I just do it comedically, the physical comedy, like, got to. Like, it's just, for me, it's a vibe. So I'm like, I watch the Jim Carreys, I watch the Marlon Wayans, those Wayne brothers, like, and they were just so physical. So I'm just like, why not? Why I should use my dancing in this comedy so we could do it. So I've been doing it.
But then you pivot and flip the switch and you go from funny as hell to entrepreneur.
It's such a balance.
Right.
Someone told me that was like, when they wanted me to do their video, they were like, hey, I want you to be in my music video because it's so dope that you transition into just being like that loud, ponytail looking Dusty to, okay, let's throw some heels on and we can market you. Like, let's get it. I mean, I just think that's what it is. I think that's comedy. I think that's dope. I mean, you don't see, when you were back in the days, you're not seeing Martin walking down looking like Shanae. He gonna take that wig off and he gonna get to it. I mean, I think that's just the beauty of it, when you can transition and not stay in that. It's a gift when you don't have to stay in it. You know, some people really stay in characters, but it's a gift when you can transition and get to the money.
Bro, you bring up Martin. I got Jamaican Woman. This is what I wrote down that I don't watch. The Ghetto Girl, the Baby Mama.
Baby, man, she was patting that baby.
Bro,
I
Mama
was
was
weak as hell.
Bro, the
dog.
Baby Mama had me set. But also with other ones now, like that space of just like, could you jump into that right now? Could you go between those? Because Martin had to do Martin.
Yeah.
He had to deal with Gina and then Shanae and then the
Dragonfly Jones.
Are you talented enough? Could you jump between
you have to understand, if you want to see Sharon, you can see Sharon. If you want to get a girl, let's talk about it. Like.
Real talk. I want it. Yes. If you're asking, I do want it.
Yes, you know, we have the body girl Sharon, you know, things like Gua, you know, remove body girl, you have the ghetto girl, like what they do, like all that. I mean, it comes, you know.
It's strategic. you do it strategically?
No, someone asked me that. I literally just do it organically. I just flow with it. I don't have any map and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just do it.
You're saying it like it's simple. It's not simple.
I mean, it's not simple. I think nowadays I should be writing what I do, but like I just prop the camera up and I just go. Everything I do, I just go. Only time I'm reading a script is when I'm booked on a movie or a show. But now I have a show called V's House that I'm producing.
Yes.
So that is definitely script.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, V's House, came about. I'm like, okay, I have my characters. On Instagram. Of course, the outlet that I'm going with V's House is YouTube, so it's still free. But I kind of wanted to put my characters, like Eddie Murphy, I kind of want to put my characters in one setting, Sharon, Bobo, Maria, Loalo, Babani, shit like that. We have, New York, Check, all that, we got all those,
There we go.
That's the whole
That's what I want to see.
That's the whole sentence.
That's what I want to see.
So I wanted to put that in, just in a house, and just to see how these characters move. So yeah, V's House is it's my show that I'm developing. So Vina, Pretty V, goes on a date and all her characters they loud, so much commotion. They can't give her peace with her man and he over here looking crazy. So I'm like, damn, not again. Y'all done ruined Thanksgiving now, my date.
Right.
So I wanted, that's the show that I'm developing right now.
You mentioned Vina got fired, right? And she was told that she should focus on comedy.
Yes.
Tell us how Pretty V was born, because you are a very attractive woman. You are a very intelligent woman, and sometimes those things don't vibe with comedy. Mm-hmm. So how was Pretty V born? And to say, you know what, I can do this, and I can do this in my way, and I can be an entrepreneur, and I can still be beautiful, and I can do all these things, but I can still be funny as hell.
I think Pretty V was born when I got fired. My name was already Yes, I'm Pretty V on my Instagram. I just needed to structure that. So when I got fired, Arnold gave me that push, like, okay, yeah, let's go. Because Devonna was working. Devonna Excel, that's my real name. She was working. She was working for the baby. She was doing everywhere. She was getting $300 on the table, ain't making no money, but I told myself, I said, God, I just want to be in the entertainment business. Whichever area, let's get it. So he started me off doing the admin work. And then I had my own radio show called Lounge 22 and VXL show in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then I stopped doing that. And that's when I started fighting myself on the street. And that's when I was developing my confidence, like, okay, let's get to it. If I could do this, I could make some change, but I was still broke. I worked for Fairfield Marriott. I was working for TJ Maxx, Dollar Tree. And then I was still trying to figure it out. After that, audition came for Wildin' Out. And I was like, shoot, I'm finna audition. And then my homegirl was like, girl, you better say that DC Young Fly your cousin and get on this show.
Right.
Or Carlos Miller your uncle. So I did that.
But that dance y'all did?
It didn't work. They said, baby, you is not their cousins and you is not funny on the show. So I was like, shit, okay, well, I guess I got to go back to in my kitchen and put my pink robe on and my bonnet and start dancing. Then I got my first brand ambassador deal with a weave company. It was $500. That was in my rent. So I kept moving. And then Wildin' Out called me back and was like, hey, we see what you're doing. And no, we want to let you come back for an audition. And then I didn't even audition. I just walked right into it.
You said that you'd be better than her in Wildin' Out. You told me that before she got here.
Oh, is that what's going on?
You said you could fry her.
That was going on?
You said you could fry her.
I was just saying, like, we call it roasting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We call it joning in Atlanta. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? You from here,
Yeah,
joning.
they call it ranking in Miami.
Ranking in Miami, like all that. And I was going to say that. I told him, I was like, if she want to rank, we could ride. You know what I'm saying? If you want to ride, we could ride.
See, I'm going to leave that to DC because I don't know how to rank. I'm sorry.
You really don't? Okay,
I
well,
don't, yeah.
We're actually, we're going forward with DC.
Yeah, I need to because I can't. Every time me and him go against each other, I be out. We talk about our lizard-shaped body, and he be like, you shaped like me, and then we just go. That's it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because you got newspaper on your legs.
Oh.
But no, I believe for DC.
No, he came ready.
I had to throw
he been ready before you came here.
I know he came ready.
I had to see if you had anything going on. But in that space, like I asked earlier, is it intimidating? Like you said, DC's cool.
Oh my God.
DC's a monster.
He's a monster.
He's a monster.
Like I give him his flowers all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like he is sickening. Like it's so like it was Duval, it was him, it was B. Simone, it was somebody on stage, and I was like, he goes up last all the time. And I'm watching, I'm like, wow, DC, motherfucking Young Fly.
Yeah.
incredible. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, I mean, it's not intimidating, it's just inspiring. And it just leaves room for us to just come on in. Because y'all dudes, y'all not us. You know, we bring a whole different type of sauce to the comedy world anyway. So y'all could do y'all, but we gonna come in too, because y'all need us.
You're a Swiss Army knife. All that you do to become an international star, like everybody knows
You better
you.
come on.
But how does that happen? but
Hey,
like,
he took your job, man. He giving out flowers on here.
Most people go to school for that. Like, how did you become what you are with no teacher?
Right.
It's called talent.
But
You better.
where's that talent? What you want, some Bel Air? We can bust it open.
Bust it
open.
I see you looking around.
She
What you
tapping
want?
in this
I was
thing.
about to say, what you want, some Bel Air? But like, what is that? Where does that come from?
I mean, like he said, it's called talent. It's gifted. I think it just, I gotta say it just comes from God, because when I was in school, it was always like, come from the back to the front. It was like, Vina, can you do this? Like when I went to college, I wanted to be in radio so bad. I was a freshman, and you could not be in the radio department unless you was a sophomore. And the lady told me, she was like, we want to give Devonna a chance, but she's a freshman, and I think she'd be great. So even coming into that school, they wanted me to be involved in every little thing, hosting, being a part of this, being a part of that. So I knew it was something, and I was trying to grasp it. And I know my mom told me, like, you gonna do this. And it came to pass, you know? So I had it, I know I had it in me. I used to run around the house with this on my head and my daddy's shoes, singing. I was in tap, I was in jazz, I danced, I played the piano. I did all these things, you know?
V, like I have.
Oh,
like,
and you look like a dinosaur.
Yeah, he does.
What do I look like?
Hey, not the baby. He definitely looks like not the mama.
Are
He
we
definitely like not the mama though. From dinosaurs, like that is a real thing.
Are we gonna ride with them high school tattoos on your feet? Are we gonna ride? I just whatever you want to do.
So I have certain like fears and insecurities, right? You know, I work for ESPN, and so like there are dudes that I work with, like something that happened in the game, and they'll just take their phone and flip it around and like do a video from their house. Like that's not me, right? Because I'm always like, well, if I'm not on TV, like I'm not gonna do that. Like I have these certain rules set for things I won't put myself out there to do. Like you said, when you're setting up your phone in your kitchen, or you're setting up your phone to do these different skits and play these different characters, is there ever a fear that, you know what, this one might not land? Like people might not enjoy this or laugh at this, or it might not resonate? Or do you feel like every time you set that phone up, you got a hit?
I mean, we all, as creators, we all go through it. You know, you got Instagram, and it's like, when I post a video, it better go viral or it better go hit. I think that causes anxiety. I've been there, right? It's no video. I mean, of course, we think that it's gonna go crazy, but then the views is like, oh, girl, in 10 minutes, your shit still at 5,000 views. It's like, girl, that shit should be at 100K in 10 minutes for most of us, right? But I think when
we don't live that life. I don't know what that means.
But I mean, for creators, like if we post something, right? Okay, if it's like at 5 minutes, that video should be at 25K, like views. 5 minutes, it should be going up. Really? And then when we have 15, it should be at 100K. It should be, so we look at that, and I think, me and Desi spoke, and I said, we gotta stop doing that, because that's really like, that would bring anxiety. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to enjoy what you do. It don't matter about we already there. You know, of course we have more work to do. This is only the beginning. We haven't even touched our peak yet, but that should not be important to us. Post a video. So I stopped even thinking about that. Like now I'm over here like, you know what, I done did that when I had 100K, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million. I'm at 6.1 million. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, look, I don't care about that.
You're
just
stunting
post
on us
it.
right now though.
Like,
show out.
Yeah,
she started on us.
That's dope. But I want to ask though, because we all have a bar, right? And that was your bar, you know, looking at it and saying where you should be, and that allotted amount of time. You know, there's a saying that the standard is the standard. Coach Mike Tomlin says it.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to use that to gauge your success, or, you know, for those individual postings, what is it? What's the standard now?
I think for me, I used to watch it, and I'm not gonna lie, I still do, only because I have Bel Air. I have City Trends. I have companies that want to work with me, and they look at the numbers. Right? Instagram is that new outlet. Like, this is how you're getting booked through this app. So to answer your question, it's more of like, now I still look at it, but it's more of like, you know what? not gonna die off IG.
Right.
I'm not gonna give myself high blood clot pressure.
Right.
Me not gonna do that.
Right.
Me not go
need
figure
those
that.
characters.
Me not go figure that out. Me I go do my little blood clot thing and I go home and go sleep. Right. So I just try to like, just stay authentically me. And if it vibes with it and it resonates, let's do it. And if it don't, hell, we're gonna do it again.
So,
because if you are a comic and you're a comedian and you're funny and this is not something that was taught or whatever, like you're gonna always be dope.
So
this is what it is.
Vina excel as in larger than life.
Come on.
Right? You align yourself with specific partners. You keep it 100. Mm-hmm. You always shout out the crib, Miami-Dade County. Mm-hmm. Does the aforementioned, does that give you a certain inspiration? Like, do you align yourself with specific partners, knowing that they're gonna allow you to be yourself? Or you don't just work with anybody? Oh
no, I don't just work with anybody. And that's a great question because someone asked me that yesterday when I did this interview. They were saying, you don't promote a lot of businesses or brands or partners. And I said, I just try to make sure it's authentically with my brand, right? So I'm not gonna just post, I already did the Fashion Novas, I already did the Pretty Little Things, I didn't did there. And now I'm over here trying to make sure like I get in spaces and rooms where I'm like, what's going to land my brand the right way?
Right.
What is going to make it make sense? Who's gonna make sure Pretty V's in rooms and settings that's gonna broaden, her brand and make it dope and make it, enhance it, not just here, right? And that's why I chose the Bel Airs, me and Ross, I think it's just a dope chemistry that we have when it comes to Bel Air because it's, he's he, I'm me, but it's more of like when you have.
I gotta ask you something about that too.
When you have.
I need to ask you something about that too.
Oh, okay. So when you have.
Why you said it twice, bro?
Yeah,
like when go
because
on
she kept going. I'm like, all right.
Well, go
nah, because I just
though.
texted him. He my neighbor. He live across the street from me.
Oh, okay.
I just texted him like, hey, what I need to talk to V about, bro? Like, tell me something. But
why would Ross know
what
you need to talk to V about though? Like, why would you text?
Because
Ross?
he the boss. Obviously, he the boss. But I'm just trying to get some insight because you was talking about V's house. I wanted to know if it was between. You had to choose between Desi, Nick Cannon, who's gonna get you pregnant, and then Ross been in the house with you.
Everybody pregnant.
Man, he might get me pregnant. And I'll let him get me pregnant.
Bro, that child support being split so many ways, you don't want it.
It's definitely funny, yeah. But you already know what my Insta is, though.
Nah, but back to it, though. I went way left. I don't even know where I was
We
going.
always gonna choose lemon pepper.
Nah, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like you never asked
about
the real question.
I didn't. I did, but I did.
But I know what you're trying to
Like,
do.
I want to know about the people you're working with.
Question.
Fred, she wants to eat lemon pepper. So when I think of lemon pepper, right, I know there are two people synonymous with lemon pepper wings, right? One is Lou Williams, right?
Yeah.
My dog Dana got kicked out of the bubble, fooling around with lemon pepper rings at the
right.
strip club, and Rick Ross, right?
That's true.
So if she has an affinity for lemon pepper wings, maybe she's spending a ton of time with someone who also loves lemon pepper wings. Maybe I'm wrong.
You saying, so you got an old man?
I'm saying, like,
okay,
why would she be with Rick Ross? I thought you were going to ask. I thought you were going to ask.
I wasn't for the ask. We talk about Bel Air. I'm talking about the neighbor.
Yeah, the brands that I work with, is.
Frank T, I'm not
I want my
asking about
question
brands.
first. You got an old man?
Ooh, cross my legs. I'm excited.
Yeah, cross your leg like mine, right over left.
Okay.
You see how this shit work?
Do you have an old man?
Don't upset
I don't know what an old
him.
man is. I don't know what an old man is.
Do you have a man?
You have a man. Right now, I am, what Carisha said, we single but we dating. That's what we is.
What is that? I don't even understand what that means.
We single but we dating.
Yeah.
That is such a
That's
pretty
what she
person.
So you
said.
don't have an old man.
We single but we dating.
I was just saying, yeah, if you single, you dating.
But we dating.
But you're single, so it's fine.
We single but we dating.
Oh, okay. Just lean. Don't lean too far.
Yeah,
You're gonna fall out that
Carisha
you fall and hit your head.
He been in the house. They don't even know who Carisha is.
I don't know who Carisha
City
is.
Girls.
City Girls.
City Girls.
Oh, yeah, I don't listen to music.
I know
listen to
exactly who
podcasts.
she is. I just feel like, IV, like you have been, for however long we've been here, you've been very straightforward. You've been very open. And you're such a great communicator.
Yeah.
Right? Every point you have intended to make has really resonated with me. Like it's truly hit home. And then all of a sudden, we get to dating and you start looking at your feet.
The Hully Gully.
Yeah, she started like
The Flam Gullery.
yeah, it was flip flammery. It got really weird, you know. I'm sure there are some unattractive comedians who don't have to deal with this. But this is very important to us. You know, you say like we're single, I'm single, but we dating. Right? Like two different things, right? Because it's like as this entity, as the Pretty V entity, I am single. But me and him are dating. Is there a way we could figure out who me and him and we are that are dating or no? Like reveal some stuff. Like this is what the show about, Pretty V. Reveal some stuff people don't know.
Like I said, I love me some lemon pepper wings. So you know, we gon'
What's the ad lib?
we gonna stick to that part.
God did.
That ain't the ad
Nobody
lib.
knew, but God did.
God did.
Whoa.
Nah, you know what's so crazy is, you know, again, I love Ross. Let's just go back to him. I love Ross. I think Ross is dope. And just the knowledge, you know, of being an entrepreneur has been amazing. Like, it's everything. So I just leave it there. I just think Ross is a great, we from Miami. So at the end of the day, that's just home team. So he's a great guy. So like I said, we love lemon pepper wings. And we gonna do what we do.
What's the future of you? Like, you know what I'm saying? The progression. What's
That's
the
real.
future of you? Like the dream role or whatever it is. Because you're coming up, people know you, but that dream role, like what do you want to be? Like, what's that top?
Yeah, and this is only the beginning. I feel like I haven't even touched the peak, right? I think God is still like preparing me for what I want. And, you know, film and TV. I want to have my own show. I want to have my own sitcom show, you know, with my characters. Again, my goal is, of course, to work with my inspiration, Jim Carrey. Like, I love him. I study him all day, every day, you know, in the Waynes. I've never met him. I know Marlon came to Wild 'N Out and I missed him one day. But my goal is to really and truly, like, you know, because people put us in a box as influencers. It's just like, child, you know, next, y'all gonna always be on Instagram and pop the phone up. But it's so dope when you get opportunities from the Nick Cannon, you know, from the BETs, from the VH1s to put you in these movies, and the Issa Rae's, you know, her new series Rap Shit. It's so dope to connect with people like this because they believe in you. They see it. They see a star. They don't just see, oh, you're just on Instagram and that's where you're gonna land. No, I feel like this girl could go places. And for me, in my eyes, I just film and TV. I want to have my own show. I want to have multiple shows. I want to produce, executive produce. You know, I do music as well, so that's just I'm more on the comedic side of music. Like I could compare it to Lil Duval. You know, Lil Duval probably smile, bitch. You know, that's him.
Yeah.
But the comedic side of it with me too. You know, so I have music out. So it's more of like the film and TV. I want to continue to master that. You know, my one woman show. You know, really have that.
A one-woman show?
A one-woman show.
You think you're capable of doing a show by yourself?
Oh, I am definitely capable of doing a show by myself.
What's your vision of that?
That's amazing.
I could definitely see myself doing a one-woman show. Whoopi did it.
By yourself,
By
on
myself.
stage, 2 hours.
Yeah, Whoopi did it. I have all these characters, and I'm still developing more characters.
And
Yeah.
you can do that by yourself.
I could do it by myself. I'm actually, like, if I don't do it, Lil Duval gonna say something again because he keep bugging me about it. You need to do that.
And
So
you
for
can do
me,
it.
when people say I want to book you for stand-up, I say I'm gonna do one-woman shows. Like I will go up there and that's my 45-minute set. Like I'm not gonna say, well, look at you. I'm gonna go up there and just switch out different characters.
And
that's
do
what
your
I would
set.
do. And that would be my set.
You know, from our demographic, there's been tons and tons of amazing black comedians from the male and female side. But you just mentioned Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah.
Right? What is it about Jim Carrey that inspires you to want to work with him?
His boldness. his daring, his confidence, not really caring. I don't care who's in the room. Like I said, I'm busting out in Sharon, I'm doing splits, I'm crumping, I don't care because it is what it is. In my mind, this is me. I'm in my own show, and I think that's when you turn funny into money, this is what it is. And that's what I did,
Right.
So I feel like for me, he did that, and it's longevity with him, and that's what I want. So to answer your question, what is the future? It's me continuing to progress in the way God wants me to go. So if it's film and TV, if it's motivational speaking, if it's out in the community, I'm tying everything together with my comedy, and that's just what it is.
I think as
One woman show, new series show.
Yeah, as we.
I want to be on. Shit.
Don't let him on. He gonna try to steal your shot.
I need me 5 minutes.
And
he can come on my show. He come to
And
me
he gonna
house.
try to get people to go to do really freaky things, and you don't want that to happen.
Oh, ooh.
So here's a
He
question.
can come to V's house.
V, here's a question
Did you hear that noise? Ooh.
that men don't have to answer, and whether fair or unfair, I think it's part of the way society sees success for women. Like Fred was never asked, does he have to sacrifice family to be a great running back? Right? I was never asked, did I have to sacrifice family to be a good safety or to do TV? For women, that's always the question, right? Someone who is an entrepreneur as you are, someone who is driven as you are. It's like, okay, if I'm going to continue to do this work, I want this one woman show. I want to do all these things. Other things are sacrifice. For you, is there the thought of it's my career or family? Like, do you want to raise kids? Do you want to get married? Do you want all of those things and the success of seeing your talent to fruition?
Of course, I want a family. Yes, definitely want to, some babies running around, not now, but that's the goal. I want to get married. I want a family. I grew up having my mom and my dad, Then I have a heart for, comedy. So, I'm not there yet mentally, but I know some decisions will have to get made. But I've watched my mom, 3 kids, she sacrificed a lot and made sure we were okay. I seen her work day and night, and then we were still okay. We were still dressed from head to toe. We still, she still made sure we ate, so I know it will all happen. And in God's will, it's gonna work out. I could do both.
And with Issa Rae, you work with Issa Rae.
Yes,
What's it?
phenomenal.
Rap
shit.
shit.
Rap shit.
Yo, phenomenal.
And Issa, is that like, I don't want to say your inspiration, whatever, but Issa's doing her.
Someone that is
doing her thing.
Someone that is very inspiring to the culture, to women like myself. Very inspiring, and yes, could be an inspiration because again, she came from where I'm at. Content creator. YouTube. Having her own show. That's why we're developing V's House. That's inspiring. To put it on YouTube and watch it grow into now Insecure. Now all these other shows she has now, rap shit. And you chose me. Shout out to Charlamagne. Charlamagne is the one who connected that. I didn't know what rap shit was about. I thought it was just a game show. I didn't know. I was like, oh, let's whatever. He's like, nah, V, it's this thing, da-da-da-da. This is a new series show we have on HBO Max that Issa Rae has on HBO Max. You should be a part of it. And you're gonna be a part of it. So then he called me up one day and he was just like, this is what it is, and you need to call her or text her or DM her. But I think you should do it. And then she did. She wrote back, and I took a season off a while now, and we shot in Miami.
In that circle.
Yeah.
Is that the circle of people, like you're saying, Charlamagne, because we were on Breakfast Club. We all went on Breakfast Club.
I seen it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that...
I had to make sure I did my research. I heard about you. So I said,
what'd you hear about me?
I just, I heard, but before I walked out the car, I was getting some text messages there. Watch out for
About what?
Watch out for the red one, the dinosaur.
Don't say red. Don't say red.
Listen,
Don't say red. He wanted to hear.
Oh, the red dudes taking over. You hear that? No. See what you say? Watch out for the red one. Us red dudes is taking over. I'm telling you.
Man, go to
Drake,
sleep.
Obama,
Rotimi.
I like the opposite though. I like
You like
chocolate
the dark
dog,
ones.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that to us.
I mean, my thing is, light-skinned men are very, very handsome, very attractive. You know, it's nothing like a Morris Chestnut running around.
Don't do that. You want Morris
V,
Chestnut?
be honest
Damn,
though.
hey,
Channing's actually not
Snipes.
attractive.
No,
though.
Wesley Snipes.
Channing's actually
Wesley
not
Snipes
attractive.
Didn't pay his taxes.
No, I think Jenna is very attractive. I think he's handsome.
V, don't do that.
Thank you
He's
so much.
handsome.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done for the day.
V, we gotta do. I gotta do
Yeah.
5 more years of shows with this
The
dude.
done, hey, the
fact
done
that
Donna, the don't rider. You know from Miami. That's my trick that
V,
he pulled.
so when you
Listen, V, I'm done. You said I'm attractive.
V, you mentioned the Wayans brothers and obviously
Yes.
Jim Carrey. So it sounds like you were like an In Living Color fan.
Oh, that's V's house.
Right, as all of us were, when you look at where you are, getting opportunities to do Wild 'N Out, continuing to do your different characters. What is your end goal? Like when you think this thing is all said and done, how do we view Pretty V?
Wow, thank you for that question. I appreciate it. When I develop these characters and just develop, everything that I'm doing, down to being an entrepreneur, the actress, the comedian, I'll call myself an all-purpose entertainer. I just don't put me in a box, right? I can do it all. I believe so. I think that end goal is making sure I have longevity, right? Making sure that I could sit down, right, and watch me on every station, shout out to Shaq. He's every damn where. You turn on this, damn Shaq doing ice cream.
He's Pivot fam.
I love Shaq. So I think the longevity in this business, you could be in Hollywood, but could you be in Hollywood, right? A lot of people get in Hollywood and then, it's depression and it's anxiety. I ask God to keep me centered in this business. So when you view Pretty V and you see Pretty V, because this is only the beginning, and you see me, you're not just gonna see, oh, she came from no, you're gonna see me with longevity, because I want my name to be with greats. I want to be beside those Jim Carreys. I wanna have these boss talks around the Jim Carreys, the Marlon Wayans, the Keenan Wayans, the Damon Wayans, the Adam Sandlers, the Melissa McCarthy's. I want to be in that circle so I could. Kevin Hart, never met him, but I know he's seen all of ours, stuff on Instagram. But I think for me, it's longevity. I think for me, it's developing a show for my characters. For me, challenging myself with these scripts so I can just don't have to be one dimension, because I'm not. I could do drama. I could do the romance. I could do the comedy. We could do all these, whatever genre is in this business, I could do it, because the industry changes every day. Something new going on. But I think for me, it's longevity. And a delay is never denial. Delay, but you are never denial. You could be delayed up, but you are never denied. If it's yours, it's yours.
You mentioned Kevin Hart, and we got an opportunity to sit down with him. And I think the thing I took from him more than anything is like, dude's not a joke, right? Like sometimes when you think of comedians and people literally making a living by making other folks laugh, people could take you for a joke. But he talked about the business acumen, the family, continuing to build in his circle.
Yeah.
When you think about where you've come from and the things you've already been able to do just based on your grind, are you trying to bring others with you? Right?
Of course.
Because it's different now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mentioned a lot of names, but
She
like
said
I just
Desi.
remember like Cheryl Underwood, right?
Yeah. But she's talking about Desi Banks.
Yeah.
Desi got all his dudes coming up with him.
Of course.
But
As you grow, are you growing other people with you?
When it comes down, because again, you already know Desi is my brother. And again, I think it's different from my path and his path, and like a B. Simone and a Jess. Only because, when we look at that, we look at the comedians bringing people who do stand-up with them, or they homeboys and friends and all that good stuff. For me, it's more of everybody around me is okay. And everyone around me that's attached to me, and it's my extension, is winning regardless, right? Yeah. Anything that is attached to me shall win. So if it's down to my makeup artist, my hairstylist, I don't have comedians that wants to go on stage because I don't do stand-up. I'm not getting that in that space. Like, I mean, I have, but when you look at the Desi, all his homeboys, they like, look, bring me on the road because I want to get on that stage.
Yeah.
I'm over here like, hey, makeup artist, hairstylist, assistant, let's get up in the center because I'm about to go do something with Pivot, and you never know who you gonna meet. He may want his dreads retwisted. My stylist, she may be so raw, she give him a card, she get put on. So whoever's attached to me in that setting is going to win.
I like that.
So I don't have I'm not going on stage and it's no shade to nobody and you know, having people come and open up. I don't have that yet. But I know down the line, I'll have a team, and I ask God to expand my team when it comes down to Kitchen Talk or Pretty V. That's a show I'm trying to develop. V's House, that's a show that's already in developing. You know, and other things that I want to do, I will have to grow a team. So when my team grows with me, they will win. So whoever's passing by, hey, I like how you treat Pretty V. Hey, I have my hairstylist has done Tiana hair, has done so many people hair. My makeup artist has done so many people think, not just of just being with me, but just seeing I am their walking billboard. So if I'm walking and showing their talent, they're winning because they're getting booked off of something that we're doing. You know, it don't have to be the stage, but it's in that space and place, they are winning because my mama, she's my pastor, but she wins. She's covering me. You know, she does my money. I don't trust nobody else with my money. So again, whatever door opens for me, opens for her. Whatever door opens for me, opens for a makeup artist, my assistant, my manager, my PR. So they are winning in different areas, not just the stage.
Hey V, this is the Pivot.
Yeah.
And it was born out of some shit that didn't work out. No, but I want to ask you, you know, being fired early on, now you're killing it, right? What would you say has been your biggest pivot?
I love this question. This is my favorite question of every show.
I think for me, just think when I left everything God's hand, that's when it started moving for me. That was my moment. Instead of having the anxiety, the nervousness, the cringing moments, what I'm gonna do, I think it was more of just leaving it into God's hand instead of trying to lean on me. Because we don't got the answers. So when I was able to see the smile on my mom's face when I bought my first home, when I was able to say, hey, I don't gotta call the card, what I got on that credit card? I got money on there. I was able to say, oh, I work, here you go.
Right.
You know, I think those were the moments that I had. You know, my mother is like, hey, Mom, you don't have to work. Do your pastoral work. You gonna get your building, you good. You know, I'm working, your kids are working. You have sacrificed a lot for us. Those are the moments where I had with her to say, hey, okay, God, I see where you took me and now I'm here and I'm still going. As creators, we always want to know what's next. We be on that couch, we be like, okay, we done did this, we done did that. Mind you, now I done hosted the BET Awards. And I'm over here like, I was like, wow, with Terrence J, that was a great experience for me. But I was over here, okay, so is the Oscars next? Like, I'm like, some people sit in it and be like, okay, cool. I'm over here like, all right, well, what's next? I want something else. You know, I've told not to be comfortable because I could have did a whole vacation for 2 weeks for that great accomplishment. But I said, you know what? I want more. What's next? So I think when I sit back and look at everything that God has done for me, I'm still like, wow. But I still have a list of things, Jesus, that you still ain't answered yet. So I know I'm still going because you answered Issa Rae. That was on my book. I said, Issa, I want you. Yeah, have you. Got you. Yeah. 2019, I DM'd you. God, you answered that. That was a manifestation going on. So yeah, but I still have a couple of more things I still need to get done. So yeah, to answer your question, it's more of like I sit and I look and I thank God, but I still in my mind I'm like, well, I want some more.
Issa's the standard. It's so many people that's the standard.
Yeah.
We have we as a podcast people, we know the podcast numbers.
Yeah.
And we know that they got this and they got that.
Yeah.
Is Issa the standard?
I think Issa is definitely a standard. I think she is.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
I'm telling you.
That's it. Like,
yeah.
And a black woman who's doing this has not got shut down. You know how Hollywood could get you now. It's up like this.
Yeah.
She is like going and opening up doors. She didn't know me
everybody.
from a can of paint. She didn't know my acting skills. She said, I got a character, Deja, for you, and I want you on rap
And
shit.
with you.
And let's go.
Look in the camera. Issa,
Issa.
we need you to with us.
Hello.
Man, say it again, coach. Say it again.
Issa, come with us.
Issa will definitely come and sit with you all because you guys are great. I just want to say thank you guys so much for this opportunity. I have some goodies for you guys. I heard y'all got daughters. And you know, I want to bless them with something. City Trends, I am in over 600 plus stores. City Trends, I have AirPods, Oxpods, waist trainer. I just brought a little bit of things. I got boxing gloves, waist shapers.
Look at that hand, boy. You selling. Look at that hand. Look at that wrist. Look at that wrist. You selling the f out of that.
Just so much I have in stores right now. So I want you guys to go check it out. If you guys are close to a local City Trends, you guys go get it. But I've been with City Trends for going on 3 years now, and my products have been sold out. Perfume, I dropped in February, and that was sold out like in every store. And now we're getting back and putting some in the store, but I'm doing something different now with the product. So
hey, honestly, Vito, this is what I want to say. Like for us, this is something we've been wanting to do a long time, and I think it's about your talent, it's about your entrepreneurship, but it's also about your spirit. Like the thing that we've always wanted to do is tell stories from a different angle. And yes, you're funny as hell, but there's so much more to you. And the fact that you thought enough of us to sit with us and give us your time, knowing how busy you were, it's important to us. And I think, now when people see you or get an opportunity to laugh at one of your characters, they also understand where that comes from and why it's important. And so for us, this was a big pivot, and your time is valuable to us, but we just can't wait to see you do more things.
thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And I want to say something to three of you guys. You guys keep going. This is something that is definitely needed and definitely for the culture. Mental health is very important.
Yes,
The battlefield is in our mind. Anxiety comes from the stress of the world. So don't let the world stress you guys out. Continue to strive for greatness. Continue to be the head and not the tail. Continue to be above and not beneath. And sometimes it does get hard. Sometimes it does get confusion to see where God wants you to go. But you continue to lean on Him and not on your own understanding. And I appreciate you guys so much. And remember, delay is never a denial.
Indeed,
Thank
for
you
sure.
so much.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so
All right,
much.
so
I know she was so tall.
I know, right?
It's just the heels. It's definitely heels.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On a mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless. Take a stomach, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up.